Well, we're almost kind of obsessively sustainable here. I just got this idea that farming could be done without gas-powered equipment, since it seems like a waste of time and energy and bad for our air and all those kind of things. So we bought a 2-acre piece of land in the middle of the city. It was kind of covered with trash and crack houses, and we cleaned that all out and then began to just clean everything up and figure out a way to run a farm without wasting. So we dug 51 beds of vegetables, 2 feet deep, 20 feet long, 4 feet wide, with pitchforks and shovels. We found somebody who would mow our little bit of a yard that we have surrounding our house with equipment that's powered by solar power. So even when we're mowing our lawn, our small lawn, she uses solar-powered blowers and weed eaters and mowers. And then the rest of the 2 acres is mowed by a goat and 2 donkeys who keep the grass under control and also leave their manure all over the place as fertilizer. Right now to Kome Restaurant, which is a wonderful brand new Japanese restaurant up Airport Boulevard, so very close to here. And then Farmhouse Delivery is a service that delivers local vegetables and produce to households all around Austin. When we first started, I owned the Eastside Cafe for the last 24 years, and we actually started this farm to take all of our produce up to the Eastside Cafe, but I just sold it 2 weeks ago. So selling our vegetables is a brand new thing for me. 2 weeks we've been doing it. So we've been growing vegetables for the last 24 years at the Eastside Cafe, but now we're taking it to even a new level here. So this is vermicomposting. We use red regular worms to compost things like our the towels we dry our hands with. We compost vegetable scrap. We compost chicken manure. All kinds of great things here. So this is one of 3 composting operations we have going. Additional composting, you cannot compost meat or dairy, oil, or a lot of different food scraps like that. Anything that's not vegetable, you can't compost that. Well, if you use this kind of composting method, in which you use the black soldier fly to compost your meat for you, you can compost almost anything. So this is the one most people find a little bit gross. It's a little bit smelly. The black soldier fly smells a food source, comes and lays its eggs near the food source, and as soon as the eggs hatch, the little grubs crawl down into the meat mixture and start eating all of that meat substance. They eat cheese, they'll eat oils, anything you want them to. Even whole chickens every once in a while end up in there. So as the grubs eat that food scrap, they become big and fat. Nature tells them that it's time to leave that environment and then become a fly, and so they actually crawl up a little channel that this was designed to create, and they jump out of this little tube, they fall onto the ground, and then the chickens eat it. This is the 3rd of our composting options. This is the most common form of composting for people who aren't complete fanatics about sustainability like I am. This is the kind of composting that you can do in your own backyard, where you take your vegetable scraps, you can take your carrot tops, your onion peels, your eggshells, coffee grounds, throw that all into a little pile. That'll add a nitrogen component to your compost. Then you add a carbon component like dry leaves, dry grass clippings. Build up a little pile, keep it slightly moist and with a little bit of air in it, and all of a sudden 2, 3, 4, 5 months later, depending on how much time you put into your compost pile, you will have organic, beautiful, black, composted fertilizer. So we're getting ready to expand everything we're doing. We're going to start growing other feed animals. We're already producing chickens for meat, and we have laying hens producing eggs for us. They also provide manure that goes into our compost pile, so we're making all of our own fertilizer. We're eventually going to start raising rabbits for meat and maybe squab, baby pigeons. So we're trying to see how much food we can possibly raise on a 2-acre farm in the middle of the city to feed us and several other restaurants and farmhouse delivery. So we'll just see just kind of how far we can take it.